Welcome back to Cubbyhole Conversations. Today's topic is on why does God make us do the hard things? I met a lady via Craigslist. I've actually never met her face to face, but we've become texting buddies. So she had a knee scooter and I think crutches available when I had my foot surgery, and for free. And so I was like, "Ooh, I would love to try a knee scooter," because the walking boot thing was not working for me. So I got in touch with her, and she had already had someone on the way, and they picked it up. So I didn't get the knee scooter, but I got a new friend. So I guess that was a good payoff. So anyway, she'd been through foot surgery, different than mine, but she'd been through one, and so we chatted about foot surgery, and then come to find out she's also a Christian, and they're down in Mexico now. They moved from here to Mexico, and then I think they're moving to Texas or Arizona. I don't remember which, but hot places. So anyway, back to my point. My point is that I was texting her. We were texting back and forth, and I said, "Yeah, why does God make us do the hard things?" She's like, "To build your faith," and she was just so like, "Well, duh, silly." And she said something along that line too. I don't remember what it was, but I think sometimes it is to build our faith, and I think sometimes it's just to build our character and to build us up, and sometimes to show other people what obedience looks like. Maybe someone else like watching this channel is going, "Well, Brett did not want to do this YouTube channel, but God wanted her to do it, so she's doing it, and maybe I need to do that hard thing and obey God, that thing that I didn't want to do." Or maybe your children, like maybe Isaac sees, "Oh, mom really doesn't like doing this." It's growing on me, by the way, but it's still a challenge to sit down and do this. So anyway, my point is that, why does God make us do the hard things? And I guess I'm sort of posing that out there as a question for all of y'all to think about and consider, and play within your own mind and see, right? Like, and then the other question is, how much of the stuff that's hard for us, or that we look at as hard things, are self-inflicted? Like did God really ask you to do the hard thing, or are you making it way harder than it needs to be? Like, was it a hard thing, or did you work it up in your mind so much that it became a hard thing? I think, I remember now what I had asked her, the friend of mine. We were talking about moving, because she moved out of Washington State, and I have been wanting to leave Washington State for probably 5 or 7 years now. I'm a traveler. I'm an adventurer. I really would love to not really have a home and just travel the world. So that's me. I'm married to someone who is definitely a homebody. He likes to be home. He doesn't mind travel, but he likes to be home. And then our son likes to be home. So I don't think full-time travel is going to be in my cards anytime soon. But we went to Idaho. We went to Montana, right? And it just kind of every time we travel, it's like, doggone it, yeah, this Washington State. I like Washington State, but there's things I don't like. And in our town, I gotta say, our town has grown phenomenally in the last 10 years, to the point of it does not have this, suburban town feel anymore. It's definitely super busy. And we have a corner down at the bottom of the hill called Canyon Park, and we call it Canyon Parking Lot because the traffic is just so bad. And then we meet people, like in Montana, met some people and Idaho, who had lived over here before. Like, they were from there, lived here, then moved back. And they said, "Yeah, I went there to visit somebody, and it was the traffic. I just was like, so bad. The traffic's so bad." And even with COVID, we're coming out of the big lockdowns and all of that, and it's already just traffic is back to pre-COVID craziness, where you might sit 3-4 stoplights just to get through the stoplight. So I don't want to live out in the sticks. Like, I mean, I'd love to have property out there, that'd be awesome, but go visit my property. But I don't want to live super far out. I feel like it's just getting very, very crowded here, and very urban feeling. It doesn't have that small town feel anymore. So I'm like, I'd like to get out of here, and God just keeps saying, "No, nope, I want you right there. You're where I want you." And it's like, oh God, really? Like, why do you make me do the hard things? Uh, so I do think that she was right. You know, I mean, I think it builds our faith, but I also think it builds our character, and I think it draws us closer to God because we need Him to help us get through the hard things. And also, I believe it was Paul who said, be content. Like, you learn to be content in all things. And our house is actually a story of interesting content. I can't remember if I've shared this with you all before, but the house we live in, we've been here 17 years. Is it? It's June. I think 17 years this month. Anyway, we had a friend who was in real estate, and my dad was living with her and her husband at the time. Work related thing. My mom was in Arizona and working on the house down there. And anyway, the marriage was fine. It was just a work situation. And so my dad was renting a room from her. So I called down there to talk to my dad and said, "Hey, Dad, tell Phyllis we're looking for a house." And so next thing I know, Phyllis is actually on the phone, and she's like, "Oh, you're looking for a house?" I said, "Oh, well, it's kind of joking, but yeah, we'd kind of like to get out of the condo and get into a house." And so she was on like that. Like an hour later, she's like, "Hey, did you look at the houses I sent you?" We're like, "What? Oh no!" So we went and looked at the houses and online, right? And our house is like, we can walk to our old condo. Like, it's super close. It's not even a mile. And so we looked at the things. We're like, yeah, we'd kind of like to look at this one and kind of like to look at this one when we go to look at them. And so prior to this, we had written a little note. We still have it stuck to our fridge. It's just on, those little flip top spiral notebooks that you can write in, like little notes, right? It's only like this big. So we have one page of that stuck to our fridge, and it has our original list. And in our original list, it said we wanted a half an acre, and we wanted a large backyard, and we wanted I think 3 bedrooms, two bath or 1.5 bath or something. I can't remember the bathroom part. And then Jason wanted an attached garage because he doesn't like walking in the rain and snow and nasty to go to work on cars. And I wanted a detached garage because I didn't want the exhaust fumes and dirt and everything coming into the house. So she shows us a couple of houses, and she shows us this house. Sorry, I think I have a spider over my chin. She shows us this house, and this house is on a 4/10 of an acre, so it's not quite half an acre, 4/10 of an acre, and it has a huge front yard. So instead of having a big backyard, it has a big front yard, and then in the backyard it has like big tall trees, and so it's not a small backyard. But it's definitely, the front yard is the main yard, but we have a big like 6-foot fence around it, and so it's very private, and we like it. And that's great. So it had the acreage, or close to it, close enough, right? It has 3 bedrooms. It has 1 bath, and then the second bath is the toilet and sink. That is like an RV bathroom. Like, it is so small, and so then the garage is a attached garage. So we didn't even know this existed, but we ended up with what he wanted and what I wanted, which was a garage with a house with a breezeway between the two. So it's detached like I wanted it for the reasons I wanted it, and it's attached for the reasons he wanted it. So building the faith, right? Like, because this goes back to the contentment. So building the faith and then also learning to be content. We had literally been going back and forth about, we should buy a house, we should get out of the condo, we should buy a house, we should get out of that. And we had literally just said, hey, let's just chill here for another 5 years or so, when I called my dad and jokingly said I wanted to talk to Phyllis. So when we had decided we were going to be content, like, we're going to be content where we're at, that's when the blessing came. And I'm not saying it's going to happen every time, but I'm going to say that is like the biggest reminder in my life, that if I can be content in where I'm at and what I'm doing, as long as I'm in the will of God, right? Like, not being lazy. I'm not talking about being lazy. I'm talking about being content in where you're at. Then a lot of times the answers and the direction will come. It may not be what you're thinking, right? Like, I'm not saying that if I get content where I'm at right now, that God's going to move us to Montana. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, or let us go full-time travel. I'm saying that if I can be content where I'm at, then I will see with these peepers right here, these eyeballs, I will see God's direction better than if I'm seeking, 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 seeking. So that's just my thoughts on that, on the contentment part of things. I guess that could have been a separate segment, but I guess you get a double dose today. So I leave you with the question, why does God make you do the hard things? If you want to share, comment below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It does help other people find this channel and find out what we're up to. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.